Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Shamaprabha Nirvignam Gurume Devo Sharvakayeshu Sharvada Saraswate Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavadhumi Shada Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyaye Sharva Vigno Pashantaye. Salutations to Lord Hanuman, who is present wherever the names of Lord Rama is chanted or wherever Ramayana is being read. Yatra yatra Raghunama Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kristamasta Kanjalim Ashvavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namatta Raksha Shantakam Pujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Maduraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Jai Sri Ram to everybody. So we are in session 22. This is a 21 session we have completed. So before we move into this 22nd session, let's review what we have covered in session 21. So session 21, we started from chapter 18 until chapter 40. So if you are able to recall in session 20, we started Sundarakandam from chapter 1 to chapter 17. Okay, from the time Hanuman crossed the ocean, reaching Lanka, meeting Lankini, searching for Sita. He had at one particular period of time, he felt demotivated. He was not able to find Sita. He was even contemplating of committing a suicide. But yet he remotivated himself and he searched and searched. And then he found Sita at Ashokavana. That the chapter where Hanuman discovered Sita, located Sita, is chapter 15 of Sundarakanda. And then Hanuman was observing what are the things that are happening. So he was not ready to communicate to Sita yet. So he was contemplating what to do. So in this session as well, from chapter 18 up to chapter 29 to chapter 30. Okay, then Hanuman will start to communicate to Sita. So chapter 18, Hanuman will see that Ravana will be coming to Ashokavana, and conversation between Sita and Ravana. So these are all we have looked at in session 21. Okay, and then in chapter 30, we learn about decision making, how Hanuman wanted to communicate. So he was looking at various possibilities. So if I'm going to communicate in this way, what will be the consequences? If I'm going to communicate in another way, what will be the likely consequences? So this chapter is about decision making. Okay, some of you may be familiar with decision trees. One decision, what will be the impact? Something like a mind map, mapping of the mind. Decisions you need to look into various consequences. Then Hanuman began to narrate the story of Rama to Sita. So there will be a mini Ramayana narrated by Hanuman to Sita. So there will be many times mini Ramayana will be narrated in the entire what we call Ramayana, from Balakanda, from Ayodhya Kanda. Aranyakanda, Kishkindakanda, Sundarakandam. Even you will have also in Yuddhakandam, you will have some mini Ramayana being narrated by various personalities. In this case, in this instance, you find Hanuman will be narrating to Sita. And Sita will be shocked to see a Vanara, Hanuman. Then Hanuman will reveal himself that he is a Ramadutha, messenger of Rama. And then Sita will further request Hanuman to describe characteristics of Rama. So here Hanuman will be describing all the personality trait, not only the personality trait, physical features of Lord Rama. Okay, very detailed it will be narrated. Very detailed it will be narrated by Hanuman, described by Hanuman to Sita. And these physical features of Lord Rama is also mentioned, as I mentioned to you, as I said in Balakandam chapter 1. It's also described by Narada to Valmiki. And again here, Hanuman will be describing it to Sita. Then Hanuman gives a ring given by Rama to Sita. So Sita was delighted. At the same time, she was depressed. And Hanuman asked Sita, and Hanuman want to return, he asked Sita to give him a token of remembrance. So Sita will give him the Chudamani, and then Sita will request Hanuman to urge Rama and Lakshmana to immediately, okay, make effort to rescue her. Then Hanuman will console Sita, and he will travel. And he will not travel, but he will be roaming in the Ashokavana, destroying Ashokavana in order to meet Ravana. Okay, now some of the important chapters. If you want to learn about decision making, you can look at chapter 33, 44 slokas in this chapter. How Hanuman analyzes each scenario before he makes a decision. And then he resolved how to approach Sita by narrating the story of Rama. This chapter is about decision making, Hanuman's dilemma and how he makes a decision. And then this chapter 31 is a chapter where Sita found some source of happiness after 10 months in captivity in the Ashokavana. On hearing Hanuman's word, Sita looked at all direction and quarters while quietly contemplating on Rama, the self of all, and experienced supreme joy. This is stated in sloka number 18 in chapter 31. Okay, and then Sita saw Hanuman. When she looked up, she saw Hanuman of unimaginable intelligence, the minister of the monkey lord, the son of wind god, who looked like rising sun. This is how Valmiki described in sloka number 19. So remember, after 10 months, Sita's happiness. Read chapter 31 for detail on that. And then Hanuman, some of the important chapter here, 34, how Hanuman boosts the confidence of Sita. Sita was in a state of depression, being separated from Rama. So how Hanuman, here is about Hanuman's communication. You remember in Kishkindakanda, when first Hanuman met with Rama, Rama was impressed with the communication skills of Hanuman. And he told Hanuman, only one who had mastered the three Vedas will be able to speak like Hanuman. He is a Nava Vyakarana Pandita, one who is a master, who have mastered the grammar, the Vyakarana grammar. In Tamil, they say Hanuman is Sollin Selvan, one who is able to communicate well. This is how Kamban describes Hanuman, Sollin Selvan. So here communication, how Hanuman melts the ice, breaks the ice, how he builds the confidence. And Sita was still thinking it might be the Ravana in disguise. And then how he communicated in such a way that he restored the confidence of Sita. So read this particular chapter for that. And then another important part of our last session is that in chapter 37, we find that Hanuman, in fact, offered Sita that he's able to carry her to Rama. He said he is able to carry, but Sita was not confident. He said, how can you carry? You are just a monkey. And Hanuman showed his Vishwarupa. Then Sita felt sure that his confidence was justified. Then he said, I'm convinced that you can do as you say, but I do not think it is proper for me to go with you. Sita given various reasons why she doesn't want to follow Hanuman back to Rama. So if you look at the session that I have gone through with you, Hanuman offer is genuine. He argued based on his capability, the safety, credibility, everything is ensured. But on the other hand, Sita replied to Hanuman. So that will not be appropriate because Rama's fame will be diminished. I do not want to touch any other man other than Rama. Demons might fight back and capture back. I might even fall back. So Sita replied and requested Hanuman to quickly communicate to Rama so that Rama will come and save her from Ashokavana, from Lanka, to take her back from Lanka. Okay, this was what we have covered in session 21. So in session 22, we are going to look at chapter 41 to 56. So 41 to 56, we are going to look at about 15 chapters here. So in this chapter, Hanuman will be thinking, okay, I have already accomplished my mission. Shall I go back to Rama, to Sugriva and also to Rama to communicate? Or what can I do? Then he will start to strategize. I think I should be able to do more than just communicating or even telling the location of Sita to Rama. Okay, let me assess the strength of the demons, of the Rakshasas. So Hanuman will destroy Ashokavana. So the demons will inquire to Sita about Hanuman. Okay, later on we will come into that. Very interesting communication there will be. Sita will be telling the demons, the Rakshasas. So then what will happen is that the Ravana will send the Kinkaras, then he will send Jambu Mali, and then the Prahasta, son of Prahasta, 7 sons. Ravana will send further 5 army generals. He will send his own son, Akshakumara, Aksha. Aksha is the son of Danyamalini, Ravana and Danyamalini. Then Ravana will send his own son, Indrajit. And then what will happen is that Indrajit will bind Ravana. Hanuman will be bound by Indrajit. And then Hanuman will be brought to the court of Ravana. And then Hanuman was fearless, even in front of Ravana. And then Hanuman narrates again a bit of mini Ramayana, and then chapter 51 is all about how Hanuman carried himself as a Ramaduta, how he communicated to Ravana. Okay, then Ravana will order Hanuman to be killed, but Vibhishana will speak on behalf of Hanuman, and later on Ravana will decide that he will set fire on his tail. Okay, but the fire did not burn Hanuman because Sita prayed to Agni Deva. Vayu Bhagavan also became cool to Hanuman. Agni became cool. Vayu Bhagavan also became cool. And what Hanuman did, he burned the entire Lanka. After burning the entire Lanka, he had doubt in his mind whether Sita have also perished in the fire. Okay. Then he went back to visit Sita again at Ashokavana. Sita was saved. And then he said bye-bye to Sita. Rama will come. Do not worry. Console Sita. And then he moved to the Arishta mountain, and then from there he started to return to the Vanaras, and then with the Vanaras they wanted to go back to Rama. But that will be covered in the next part. What are the decisions that will be made by the Vanaras? Some of them, like Angada, wanted to go back to Lanka and then complete the destruction, and then that will make it easy for Rama. But Jambavan will intervene and then say, no, we should communicate to Rama. So that we will be looking at in next part. Okay, now in this session, starting with the chapter 41, Hanuman took leave of Sita, but he did not leave Lanka. He thought the time has come for a showdown of military strength. With the demons, you cannot negotiate. There is no, he looks at Sama, Dhana, Veda, and Danda. With the demons, you cannot negotiate. You cannot win wealthy and prosperous enemies with gifts. Nor can you sow seeds of discord among powerful. Hence, a show of strength alone is appropriate. So Hanuman decided, before leaving Lanka, I should give these demons a foretaste of our strength. Only then these demons adopt a respectable attitude when we face them in battle. Moreover, success comes to one only if one utilizes the opportunity afforded by an expedition to accomplish not only the principal objective, but several secondary objectives, secondary ones. So in this case, the principal objective was to discover Sita, that Hanuman have completed. So he's looking into other things that can be done. Surely there are many paths to success in a venture, and one who knows many ways of reaching goals is assured of success. This is not only for this particular purpose of success of his mission, but this statement actually what Hanuman is saying is a universal, can be applied in any context. One who knows many ways to achieve a goal. You don't have only one plan. You must have many paths to achieve that. If one plan is not successful, you must have plan A. Is not successful, you have plan B, plan C. You must have many plans, many paths, many ways. And further on, Hanuman said, I see that this Ravana's own pleasure grow, rich and beautiful. I shall destroy it. This shall provoke Ravana, who might come here with his army. And that will give me the opportunity to estimate his strength and give him an indication of what we are capable of. So that's why this chapter, Hanuman is contemplating.
Put right. There's some people could put how much brought 3
Oh yeah, I did
at
see.
least PM. Thank you.
Someone need to mute their audio. Okay, thank you. Hanuman is contemplating. Hanuman is contemplating on the strategy. Now Hanuman has seen and spoken to Sita. Okay, his purpose, he has achieved his purpose, but he's now looking something more to achieve. Okay, he decides on the next objective, to understand Ravana's strength and his thinking. He wants to have a showdown with the Ravana's army, and he wants to meet Ravana. So he thinks the technique to be adopted. The 4 upayas, the techniques. One is called Sama, Dana, Beda, Danda. One by one he drops. He drops the first 3. Samopaya will not work, not likely to work. Samopaya not likely to work, not suitable for Rakshasa. Danopaya also not going to work. Bedopaya also not going to work. Then he decided Dandopaya, Danda. That means punishment, Danda. Danda is a stick of punishment. So if he wages a battle against Ravana and disables a sizable number of them, then the entire Rakshasa is going to get demoralized, that a single monkey could inflict such a damage. What will happen if the entire monkey army descends of Lanka? So that's what Hanuman thought. Hanuman was strategizing. Very important. Any things that we do, that needs to have a proper strategic formulation. With the strategic formulation, then you have your action plan. People who are familiar with study business strategy or strategies will know this. Okay, right. Okay. Now, this particular chapter also teaches us how to become an effective messenger or even an effective subordinate. The 2 slokas, okay, sloka shows how Hanuman defining who is highly productive subordinates. Sloka 5 and 6, yeah, if I'm not mistaken there, 5 and 6. He says, one who accomplishes several additional deeds related to the main objective of the mission without conflicting with the step already taken, he is a competent subordinate. Sometimes we study about leadership, we also study about followership. Many times we see many research about leadership, but not many people who have written about followership. So in Ramayana, we can also learn quite a number about followership. This is just one example. There are many more examples later on. In the first chapter of Yuddha Kandam, you will also, Rama himself will be telling about qualities of a subordinate, qualities of a follower. Okay. Now, he also makes a significant definition in sloka number 6. One who has accomplished small deeds with tremendous effort is not to be considered as competent. But one who's able to accomplish many deeds with little effort is one to be considered as a powerfully productive. So says Anjaneya, and so says Anjaneya. This is what Hanuman says. So reflect on the statement, reflect on that particular sloka about effective subordinate, effective messengers. Now, when Hanuman unleashed his energy and he began to destroy Ashokavana, the Rakshasas took to their heels. Some of them who were asleep woke up and seeing Vanara demanded of Sita, "Who is this?" And Sita replied, "I do not know who it is." Sita is telling a lie. Later on, I will give you the commentary, whether it is appropriate or not for Jagannatha to say that in that way. So Sita says, "Only a snake knows where its legs are." Very important. The particular quote you will find in Ramayana in this particular chapter. Only a snake knows where its legs are. I too am frightened, not knowing who he is. I do think he is perhaps a demon. Now, all the Rakshasas ran to Ravana's presence and reported the matter. They said, "A Vanara who is powerful and terrible to look at has devastated Ashokavana. Oh Lord, some of us saw him speak to Sita, but Sita does not reveal his identity. We do not know who he is. He may be a messenger of Indra, Kubera, or Rama himself. Come to find out where Sita is." It is also significant that this Vanara destroyed the whole of Ashokavana, but he did not touch the area where Sita is, nor the Shimshupa tree under which she is confined. So Ravana was enraged. He became very angry. Immediately ordered a number of his slaves, Kinkaras, to go to Ashokavana and capture Hanuman. Okay, this particular chapter is mentioned. The Kinkaras went with the 80,000 armies. This is what mentioned by Valmiki. Valmiki mentioned the Kinkaras went with 80,000 of Rakshasas, demons, to go and fight with Hanuman, to capture Hanuman. They went armed with all sorts of weapons. They assailed him. Hanuman gave up a battle cry, "Victory to Rama, victory to Lakshmana, and to King Sugriva. I am Rama's servant's messenger and messenger, Hanuman by name, who destroys all his enemy. Not even thousands Ravana are equal to me in might. I shall destroy Lanka, bow to Sita and return." Hanuman loudly made this battle cry. The army of Indras was soon disposed of by Hanuman, and the demons who witnessed this battle reported the tragedy to Ravana. Now, there is a question that some of you might be wondering. Vedas, Upanishads, it says Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Satyam Vada means you have to tell the truth. But you be observing here, if you look at the Sita's communication with the Rakshasas, when Rakshasas requested Sita to tell them who the Vanara is, Sita denied of any knowing, any knowledge of the Vanaras, of Hanuman. So Hanuman here, if you look into, Hanuman commends the destruction of Ashokavana. The Rakshasi wanted to know, but Sita said he must be another Rakshasa. Remember the statement Sita said, only the snake knows where its legs are. So Sita actually here lied to the Rakshasa. So is it appropriate for a Jagannatha to lie? So I'm taking from a commentary from various commentators of Ramayana, from various schools of thoughts. Okay, from Vishishtadvaita and also from Dvaita schools. So elder commentators, they say there is no dosha in such a lie which has been uttered by Sita to protect her husband's messenger. In fact, they say it is the Pativrata Dharma that she has to protect the interest of her husband in this case. So now, if you take Mahabharata, people who are familiar with Mahabharata, Krishna has said many lies, even in the battle. He requested Dharma, that is the Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira was requested by Krishna to tell a lie that Ashwatthama was dead. Bhima killed the elephant Ashwatthama. But Krishna requested Yudhishthira to say Ashwatthama is dead. But of course, he said the elephant. But Drona could not hear the word elephant. At that time, when Yudhishthira says the elephant, they all were blowing their conch shells. So what Drona heard? Drona heard Ashwatthama was dead. So Krishna requested Yudhishthira to tell a lie. So it is Dharma. So you have to look into from the commentary. So I look at from the commentators. They say in this particular case, there is no dosha. Even in Tiruvallur also have mentioned there are some situations where you can, in order to protect life of another person. I'm not able to recall the exact what they call kural there, but there is one. Okay. Now the Ashokavana had been destroyed. The next chapter, the Kinkaras has been killed, but Hanuman was not satisfied. He turned his attention to an important monument, heavily guarded by Ravana's soldiers. Stretching himself tall, swelling with enthusiasm. Very important, you have to be enthusiastic. You have to show enthusiasm. He climbed up the monument and began to break it, began breaking it, filling the whole Lanka with a sound. And he shouted again triumphantly from the top of the mountain, victory to Rama, victory to Lakshmana, victory to Sugriva, he is protected by Rama. I am Hanuman, the messenger of Rama. Even thousands of Ravanas cannot stand before me in battle. I shall destroy Lanka, go to Sita and return. This is the second time Hanuman loudly declaring that he is a messenger of Rama. He will see Sita and then he will return, destroy Lanka and he will return. And seeing him and hearing him, hundreds of demons posted to guard the monument rushed towards him with iron maces, clubs, and other weapons. Hanuman shook the monument. The pillar broke loose, and their clash sparks of ablaze. Hanuman killed the demon with the pillar. Once again, Hanuman proclaimed, there are thousands of Vanaras even more powerful than I am. In fact, Hanuman said that to Sita. Sita was to increase the confidence of Sita that the Vanaras will be able to march to Lanka and then destroy Lanka. He said to Sita that none of the Vanaras are inferior to him. All of them are much more superior to him. In fact, Hanuman is the most superior Vanara, but yet he was very humble and he said to Sita, thousands of Vanara who are more powerful than I am will be able to come and invade Lanka, oh Sita, oh mother. So here he says, thousands of Vanaras even powerful than I am. Sugriva will soon arrive here, surrounded by them for your destruction. Then there will be neither Lanka or all of you or even Ravana who have earned the enmity of Rama. All this was reported by the demons to Ravana. And then at the command of Ravana, a demon called Jambumali came to fight and to capture Hanuman. Jambumali. The fight between Jambumali and Hanuman was terrible. Jambumali hit Hanuman with various weapons and wounded Hanuman. And Valmiki says the bleeding Vanara, bleeding Hanuman looks even beautiful then. And Hanuman lifted a huge rock and threw at Jambumali, who broke it with his missile. And Hanuman picked up the iron mace from the field and hurled it at Jambumali with great force. And that's it, Jambumali was dead. Now, after the death of Jambumali, Ravana sent 7 sons of his ministers. They are powerful warriors. They were adept in aerial combat. They began to shoot at Hanuman even before reaching him. Hanuman too flew in the sky, successfully dodged the shots. This was followed by fierce hand-to-hand fight. None of the 7 heroes could stand before Hanuman. In a short space of time, he killed all of them. The whole place was turned with shattered remains of the plains and dead body of the slain demons. The cries of the wounded filled Lanka. Hanuman stood triumphantly in the archway to the grove. Next, Ravana sent 5 mighty warriors who were commanders of his armies to deal with the Vanara. What are the names of those warriors? They are Virupaksha, Yupuksha, Durdara, Prakhasha, and Bashakarna. He cautioned them with the following words: go with a sizable army, be vigilant and do whatever be necessary, having due regard to time and place. Kala Desha, time and place. I do not think we are dealing with a Vanara. I have come to a conclusion that he is a mighty being endowed with extraordinary power. It is quite possible that the gods, our enemies, the devas, our enemies, have bred a specially powerful being to kill us. So Ravana told to the 5 mighty warriors, you have so far defeated all sort of beings, devas, sages, demons. I have known several mighty Varanas. Here Ravana is saying he has known many Varanas. Okay, Vali, Sugriva, Jambavan here, cannot be Jambavan, Nala, Dvida, and many more. But none of them have the power that this Vanara has. Here, Ravana is accepting the fact that Hanuman is powerful than Vali because of his observation of the strength of Hanuman. He said that I have known Vali, Sugriva, Jambavan, Nala, Dvida, many mighty Vanaras, but none of them have the power that this Vanara has. I know you are capable of dealing with any beings, but be vigilant and protect yourself. For war, in a war, success is unpredictable. So the 5 commanders proceeded towards Ashokavana. They saw the mighty Hanuman shining like a sun just risen. They could see that he was excellent and great in every respect, very fast moving, exceptionally courageous, exceedingly strong, very wise, fired with supreme enthusiasm, and endowed with a strong body. The 5 warriors see Hanuman, great in every aspect. So they started. As soon as they saw him, all of them fired at him simultaneously. Hanuman was injured, but the injury to Hanuman appeared to be flowers crowning his head, crowning his head, like what has been described by Valmiki here. Hanuman flew. He was pursued by Durdara. In the course of the aerial combat, when Durdara was flying at a low altitude, Hanuman dived right on Durdara's aircraft like a lightning hitting the mountain. The aircraft crashed and Durdara was dead. And then Hanuman continued to course to the air. Virupaksha and Yupaksha took off their aircraft and began to fire at Hanuman. Suddenly, Hanuman landed in the grove, pursued by the demons. Before they could reach the ground, he pulled out a big tree and hit their craft with it. Both these demons were killed. Then Prakhasha and Bashakarna attacked Hanuman. They used a spear and a dart, engaged in hand-to-hand fighting with Hanuman. Hanuman fended their attack off, picked up a huge rock which looked like a mountain tree and threw at them. And that was their end. So the 5 mighty warriors sent by Ravana was killed by Hanuman. So when the 5 mighty warriors was killed by Hanuman, Ravana started to worry. He was worried. when the death of mighty commanders at the hand of Vanara was reported to him, he looked around and gazed as his young son Aksha Kumaran. Aksha is a son of Ravana to Danyamalini. Okay? Aksha was young, but even then he was fierce and aggressive. Aksha took father's gaze. Ravana did not say anything, but Aksha, able to understand from the gaze, from the look of Ravana, and sprang to his feet, eager to fight. Not a word was exchanged between father and son, but they understood each other very well. Without any form of any conversation, just by looking at the father and father looking at the son, they are able to communicate. Sometimes the communication are not only through words. So you can, if you go through these particular slokas in chapter 47, you will be able to understand. So what happened? Aksha jumped into his aircraft. This was an extraordinary craft. It has been acquired after great effort and sacrifice. It was plated with pure gold. It had turrets of precious stones. It has engines. Propelled by them, it was capable of attaining the speed of the mind, as described by Valmiki. It could not be assailed by even gods and demons. As it coursed through the air, it looks like a lightning. It was equipped with the 8-gun turrets for firing missiles, pointed at 8 directions. All the parts of this craft were held firmly together by cords of pure gold. Hanuman was surprised to see Aksha as they stood facing each other, emitting terrible fire as it were. Everyone witnessed this combat, trembled with fear. Aiming accurately, Aksha fired 3 shots which wounded Hanuman's head. For a moment, Hanuman reeled. But when he realized that it was Ravana's own son that he was facing, his enthusiasm returned to normal. Even as Hanuman continued to look at Aksha in great fury, the latter continued to fire. Hanuman roared fearlessly. He flew. Aksha followed him in hot pursuit, firing his missile all the time. Hanuman dodged all of them with great dexterity. Hanuman thought, he looks like a boy, but his deeds are not as of a boy. At first I thought I should not kill this little boy. Surely he is a brilliant child, but he is powerful and can fight with even gods and demons. If he is disregarded, he will overpower me. Hence, I shall kill him. A spreading bushfire should not be ignored. So very important here. Spreading bush power should not be ignored. Before it spread, you need to stop it before it spreads further. Having thus made up his mind, Hanuman fired at the 8 engines and silenced them. With his craft thus shattered in vulnerable parts, Aksha fell down with the craft. Aksha took up his sword and rushed towards Hanuman. Hanuman cut off the legs of Aksha, whirled him in air, and dashed him on the ground. He was dead. So Akshay Kumara, sent by Ravana, also dead, destroyed, killed by Hanuman. So one by one, the warriors that was sent by Ravana was destroyed by Hanuman. Now the death of Aksha at the hand of Hanuman was a severe blow to Ravana, who, however, did not show his grief. Although he is grieving, but he did not show his grief. He turned to his son, Indrajit, Meghnad. Okay, he got the name Indrajit because he was able to conquer Indra. That's why he's called Indrajit. He said to Indrajit, my son, you have fought the Devas and have won a victory over Indra. In all respect, you are my equal. When you join a battle, I feel confident of a victory. Now this Vanaras has killed all our slaves as of also Jambu Mali, the sons of our minister, even your own brother Aksha, I think you should tackle him. It's no use bringing a big army for the men get panicked or get killed. Even ordinary missiles and weapons do not seem to have any effect on this Vanara. But I know you will use whatever missile is called for with due consideration to time and place. It may be said that it is unwise for me to send you my eldest son. Yet it is a dharma of a king. You too should learn military tactics and acquire proficiency in war by winning victories over enemies. So that was enough for Indrajit, who set out to where Hanuman was. His own aircraft resembled Garuda, the divine bird, and was equally swift. Indrajit, whose power was equal to that of Indra, boarded this craft and proceeded with incredible speed. Now, Hanuman was happy when he saw Indrajit himself coming. In fact, the Devas were eager to witness. The Devas was eager to witness the battle between Hanuman and Indrajit. It's going to be a great battle. Hanuman and Indrajit. Hanuman felt happy when he saw Indrajit coming. So he successfully evaded all the missiles of Indrajit. Indrajit realized that Hanuman could not be killed. So he wanted to take him as a prisoner. He wanted to bind Hanuman. For this purpose, Indrajit had to use the most powerful missile that is dedicated to Brahma. There are many powerful missiles. Brahmastra is one of the powerful missiles. You learn Brahmastra about Brahmastra not only in Ramayana but also in Mahabharata. Mahabharata also you learn about how powerful Brahmastra is. Besides, more powerful than Brahmastra is Pashupada Astra of Lord Shiva. And then of course you also have more powerful than that is Narayana Astra. Pashupada Astra was gained by Arjuna. Arjuna got Pashupada Astra, but in Mahabharata he did not use any of these astras. Narayana Astra is another powerful astra. Okay, you will also learn about Narayana Astra in Mahabharata. Ashwatthama used, and then what do you call Bhagadatha from Prajotisha also used that. But Krishna requested everybody to go down. Then the Astra did not have any effect. It returned, came back to Krishna. So that you will learn in Mahabharata. So in this instant, Indrajit using Brahmastra to bind Hanuman. Hit by Brahmastra, Hanuman fell down. It did not kill him because Hanuman has a boon from Brahma that the weapon will not have any effect on him. But it can only bond him, can only bind him. He was bonded by Brahmastra. Why? Because Hanuman enjoyed boon from Brahma himself that even that Brahmastra will affect him for a short period of time. He thought to himself, I do not have the power to break the bonds of the supreme missile. I should honor the missile and allow myself to be bound by it. Moreover, he said to himself, even this is good, for surely I shall be able to meet Ravana face to face. But seeing Hanuman fallen, the demons crowded him and round him, hit him, tied him with ropes. So when ordinary ropes are tied to Hanuman, it freed Hanuman from the effect of the missile. Because such is the law. The spiritual power doesn't coexist with the physical power. Yet Hanuman remained silent, and they dragged him to the presence of Ravana. And Indrajit also knew that Hanuman has been released. Indrajit knew, Hanuman also knew. But Hanuman wanted to meet Ravana, so he followed Indrajit and the Rakshasas. And then Hanuman will be sent to the court of Ravana. And then Hanuman will meet with Ravana. So some thing to take note from chapter 48 on Ravana's advice to Indrajit. Wise advice to Indrajit. Ravana had to send his own son to capture Hanuman. Indrajit is a powerful warrior. Indrajit is powerful. Only Lakshmana can kill Indrajit. There is a boon that says that Indrajit can only be killed by someone who practiced brahmacharya for 12 years, who did not sleep for 12 years. There is a boon. But it's not mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. In some regional versions of Valmiki, regional versions of Ramayana, you have that. So there is also a conflict between Indrajit and Adishesha. Daughter of Adishesha is Sulakshana. There is some versions you have, sorry about Indrajit, Sulakshana. I can't remember. Sulakshana, not Sulakshana. I'll tell you the name. Okay, that is a name of the wife of Indrajit. Okay. So there is a conflict between Indrajit and Adishesha. So Adishesha said that he will come in order to kill Indrajit. Sulochana, Indrajit and Sulochana. Okay. Now, Ravana is advising Indrajit. The advice by Ravana is worth turning our attention to for the wisdom in this. Now, before you want to advise someone, sometimes people like Indrajit, even father is advising will not be good also. Indrajit is powerful person. So when you want to advise somebody who is a great warrior, somebody who is very powerful, don't advise directly. Even Ravana have used this strategy. The advice used by Ravana here, first what did Ravana did? He first started to praise Indrajit's skills and power, thus motivating him. If you look at sloka number 1 to number 8, sloka 1 to 8 of this chapter, chapter 48, Ravana will be praising his own son, Indrajit, about his skills, about his power, how he even defeated Indra himself, how he know devas, gods will be able to match him. Then he shifts his gear, moves into advice mode. Then he started to advise. He first tells him to be conscious of the strength and valor of the monkey. He advises him to look at the strength and weaknesses, something like a SWOT analysis. Look at the strength, look at the weaknesses, weigh it against your own strength and weaknesses. Choose an appropriate strategy. This is something like those who are studying about strategy, those in a field of business and management. When you study a strategy, before you formulate a strategy, you need to assess the strength, weaknesses, opportunity, the threats, the environment you need to assess, the color, the time, place, and everything you need to make an assessment. Then he advises him to choose such a strategy which ensures least damage to the army. Sloka 11 is superb. He tells his son, looking at the way Hanuman has killed the Rakshasa soldiers, he should realize his own army cannot help him. Your weapon will not work with him. Your speed will be no match to Hanuman, who has a speed of matching Vayu. Now, this is from Ravana himself telling his son, with Hanuman, who is like a fire god, hand-to-hand wrestling will not succeed. And that he should really depend on the strength of his archery and divine astras, divine weapons, divyastras, divine weapons. That is how where finally Indrajit, he tried his level best with all the other astras, cannot bind Hanuman. Finally, he used Brahmastra in order to catch or bind Hanuman. So, chapter 49 and chapter 50. Hanuman is taken to the court of Ravana. He goes to the court of Ravana. Hanuman gazes at the resplendent Ravana, who was excellent in every way. Ravana was seated on a crystal throne, which was inlaid with jewels and had the most expensive covering. Hanuman looked at him and thought, what a tejas, what a charm, what a heroism, what a nobility of being, what a splendor. Ravana is wonderfully endowed with all the excellences. This is written by Valmiki. This is as narrated by Valmiki. Valmiki narrates that Hanuman looks at Ravana, he was stunned. Hanuman contemplated, Hanuman was reflecting, if only he were not devoted to unrighteousness. He was not devoted to unrighteousness. He could well be the ruler of heaven. He could even be ruler of Indra. So that's what the impression of Hanuman. Hanuman saw Ravana earlier. In Sundarakanda we learn Hanuman saw Ravana when he was sleeping. And then he saw Ravana when Ravana came to persuade Sita, to persuade Sita, while he was hiding in Simsupa tree. Here, directly face to face, Hanuman is meeting Ravana. And Ravana also was struck by the majesty of Hanuman's appearance. Both of them reflecting, Hanuman is reflecting of the greatness of Ravana. And then Ravana also was reflecting on the majesty of Hanuman's appearance and his strength, which was evident. He commanded his ministers to ascertain the purpose of his visit to Lanka and why he had laid Ashoka Grove to waste. The ministers addressed their questions to Hanuman and cautioned him, tell us the truth, you will be released. If you alter falsehood, you will not leave. Hanuman replied, I am not the messengers of God. I am a messenger of Sugriva. As I wish to meet Ravana in person, I pull down the trees in his pet grove. When demons attack me, I kill them in self-defense. So you read chapter 49, chapter 50. So you're looking at chapter 49, when you are looking at the Hanuman, looked at the demon king, looked at Ravana, great amazement. These are the slokas taken from Valmiki. Some other regional versions might not have, but this is as reported by Valmiki. So he says here, sloka 19 and sloka 18. What a charm, what courage, what strength and splendor. How great is this demon king, endowed with all merits. These are from Hanuman's reflection. Hanuman further reflected, if only this lord of demons was not unrighteous, he could become the lord of gods, including Indra. Say, this Ravana, when he studied, he is actually a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. He was in a previous births. Jaya, Vijaya will be Kumbhakarna. Jaya Vijaya came in form of Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksa. Then Ravana, Kumbhakarna. Then later on he will come again. Shisuvala and Nantavakra. So Hanuman's reflection here is about greatness of Ravana. Ravana was great, but he was not good. There are differences between greatness and goodness. People who study management, you also study about efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency means doing things right, whereas effectiveness means doing the right things. In this context, goodness means the ability to do right things, be dharmic, compassionate, do for larger good, loka shangraha, Bhagavad Gita also talks about Loka Shankara, the welfare of the entire world, welfare for the entire society. That is goodness, greatness. Great means you are competent, you're skillful, you're a great warrior. Then you can be great. Ability to do things rightly. Yes, you're great, but not enough. So in the case of Ravana, as Hanuman mentioned, great, but not good. If he has been good, he is already great. He is great. He is a great warrior. But if he has been good, Hanuman reflected that even he can even rule Indra. Because there are some versions of Valmiki Ramayana, not Valmiki Ramayana, not versions of Valmiki Ramayana, sorry, original versions of Ramayana who narrates about Ravana, who was a great administrator. At the end of the day, when Ravana was about to die, there is also a story in one of the original Ramayana that Rama requested Lakshmana to go to Ravana and learn about art of administration. But that is not found in Valmiki Ramayana. Because Rama also acknowledged Ravana was a great leader, but only due to his adharmic way, due to his lust, due to his ego, arrogance, he destroyed himself and also the entire Lanka. That was a problem for Ravana. Okay. Now Hanuman meeting Ravana face to face, turning to Ravana. Hanuman turning to Ravana himself, Hanuman said, I have a message from Sugriva. Earlier he introduced, he's a messenger of Sugriva. Earlier he also said, messenger of Rama. I have a message from Sugriva. You know Sugriva, he's like a brother to you. How Ravana knows Sugriva? Because Ravana knows Vali. Definitely Ravana knows Sugriva. Ravana lost to Vali and then made friendship with Vali. Before Sugriva was driven away by Vali. So Hanuman telling Ravana, you know Sugriva, he's like a brother to you. But Sugriva, you see how a Duta is communicating. But for Sugriva, he said to Rama, if I get Ravana, I'm going to mash his head into pieces. I'm going to bump his head. I'm going to do that. In fact, first meeting, from what do you call Trikuta, from Swela Mountain, the army, when they were in the Swela mountain, Ravana is a Trikuta mountain, then this Sugriva immediately rushed to go and fight with Ravana. And then he came back. He almost lost to Ravana and then he came back. Sugriva was waiting to attack Ravana. But here, Hanuman cannot say like that. As a tutor, he has to say in such a way, okay, Sugriva sends his warm regards to you. This is how a duta, a messenger, should communicate. Okay, messenger should not communicate something that will increase the enmity, increase the what they call anger of another person. Although the other side, the person is angry, Sugriva is angry with Ravana. But as a messenger, Hanuman should not increase the gap of anger, increase further the anger of Ravana. So here he has to say in such a way to diffuse the anger, to reduce the conflict. So Hanuman said, I have a message from Sugriva. You know Sugriva, he's like a brother to you. Hanuman then narrated mini Ramayana. Hanuman narrated the story of Rama from his birth, exile, loss of Sita in the forest, Rama's friendship with Sugriva, search for Sita was organized by Sugriva, and Hanuman telling Ravana, O king, I tell you what is good in the past, present, and future. Accept my advice. Restore Sita to Rama. A glorious king like you should not stoop to such unrighteous conduct and abduct another's wife. Anybody interested to read from Adhyatma Ramayana, the advice given by Hanuman to Ravana, I can scan that part, that particular chapter of Hanuman's conversation or advice to Rama, which is very, very philosophical. You find in Adhyatma Ramayana, which is part of Brahmananda Purana. I can I can share with you in the WhatsApp group. So here Hanuman communicates further. He further communicates. No one in three worlds can face the terrible power of Rama and his brother Lakshmana. Rama killed mighty Vali with just one shot. I have done a difficult task. I have discovered whereabouts of Sita. Soon Rama will complete this task. So here, Hanuman, if you go through this particular chapter, I will remind Ravana about Vali. You remember Vali, who was a terror to you, mighty Vali, but that mighty Vali was killed by Rama with just one shot. So Hanuman further says, you cannot persuade Sita to accept you any more than a virulent poison can be digested. Listen to me. Do not forfeit the fruits of merits acquired by you in your previous birth. Ravana actually acquired a lot of punya through his tapasya. But all the punyas are slowly diminishing. It's karma is a balance, bank balance, something like you have a punya, papa and punya is just like a bank balance. So whatever punya that he has accumulated through his tapasya done previously are all slowly diminishing. The moment he brought Sita to Lanka, it is diminishing quickly. Ravana had many cases against him, from many, from Ramba, from Vedavati. In fact, in Uttarakhanda, you learn that it was Vedavati who came in form of Sita. So here Hanuman is advising Ravana, restore Sita to Rama, else you see Lanka burning, all the demons killed. Not one, not even you, not even Indra, the god of gods, can escape Rama's rights. So here he is telling power of Rama. Rama can destroy all the worlds and create them again. And I am a humble servant of Rama and his messenger. What I have said to you is truth. Listen to me. This is what Ravana, in front of Ravana, Hanuman is communicating. Hanuman is telling Ravana. So here is about refined nature and cautious diplomacy. How a Duta should communicate a message in such a way. Okay, you one way you are telling, you another way you are also warning the other sides. That's how Hanuman communicated to Ravana. From sloka 4 to 14, Hanuman tells mini Ramayana. Ravana is hearing mini Ramayana. Very auspicious. Ravana is hearing Ramayana. And this is the second time in Sundarakanda, Hanuman recites Ramacharitra. First, he recited mini Ramayana to Sita. Now, Hanuman, it's again the honor of Hanuman, Hanuman's Bhagya, to recite mini Ramayana, Ramacharitra. And it is also Ravana's Bhagya, honor that he hears it, and that too from the mouth of greatest devotee of Rama. But it proves futile. It didn't have any impact towards Ravana. Interestingly, in the course of this Ramacharitra, he very politely refers Rama, Lakshmana, Sita finding Sita, Rama and Lakshmana finding Sita missing, knowing fully well that the man he's addressing to is the culprit. And then he ends his narration by mentioning he found Sita in Ravana's palace. And this speaks of Hanuman's refined nature and cautious diplomacy. Remember that Hanuman has mastered the art of communication, just like how Rama praised Hanuman in Kishkindakandam. Chapter 5 of Kishkindakandam, if you are able to recall, how Rama briefly communicates to Lakshmana the way Hanuman communicates. There's no fault in his communication. He's not speaking very fast, not slow, very direct, very sweet. How he communicates. Only one who have mastered the four Vedas will be able to communicate like Hanuman, as mentioned by Ravana. So very important Dutta, Lakshana, important point for a messenger, for a Dutta. In fact, in the middle of the narration, Hanuman scores a point in a subtle way. In Sloka 11, he draws Ravana's attention to Vali, specifically reminding him of his familiarity with Vali, and then states that Rama single arrow killed Vali. In Uttarakanda of Ramayana, you will learn that Ravana wanted to go and attack Vali. He was on expeditions to go and fight. He was fighting with many. He lost to two warriors. One is Kartavirya Arjuna. Kartavirya Arjuna was later killed by Parasurama. And Parasurama also later in Balakanda we learn defeated by Rama. And then Vali. So Vali was performing prayers. Ravana went to fight with Vali. Vali grabbed Ravana and then jumped to all the ocean performing prayers. And then he put him in the cradle of Angada for Angada to play. So Vali was very powerful. Ravana was astonished, was stunned with the strength of Vali, and then he made friends with Vali. But even that Vali was killed by Rama. That's what Hanuman specifically reminding Ravana. Now the purpose of this subtle message is that Ravana has been defeated by Vali in earlier battle, and Rama, one arrow is sufficient to overpower him. Hanuman, in a very indirect way, gives Ravana's message about Rama's superior valor and power. This is very subtly provided by Hanuman. But Ravana did not hear, do not want to listen to the advice of Hanuman. He was furious with uncontrollable rage on hearing Hanuman's words. He ordered Hanuman's immediate execution. However, Vibhishana, brother of Ravana, Vibhishana is mentioned as Dharmatma by Surpanaka when Surpanaka introduced herself and her family to Rama in Aranyakanda. The only person who follows the Dharma in our family is Vibhishana, who shouldn't be born in our family. That's what mentioned by Surpanaka to Rama about Vibhishana. So Vibhishana's information has gone to Rama even before he meeting Vibhishana during Vibhishana Saranagati, or even before Hanuman communicates to Rama about Vibhishana. So Vibhishana intervened and counseled Ravana as follows: O mighty king, even if you can be overpowered by anger, surely knowledge of scriptures is useless burden. Vibhishana is telling, don't get overpowered by anger. Later on in chapter 55 also, we will be learning about anger. People are always being overpowered by anger and they lose their intelligence. We will come into that part later. So Vibhishana is advising Ravana, be composed, let proper punishment be meted out to this Vanara after due deliberation. The scriptures forbid killing of a messenger, for he is merely advocating his master's cause and he is entirely dependent upon his master. Yet it is true the Vanara has destroyed the grove, Ashokavana, killed many of your soldiers. So the proper punishment for such crimes is mutilation of the body, shaving the head, and branding disgrace, which is worse than a death. They will shave the head and they will leave 5 hairs, parts of the hair on the head, just like what the Pandavas did to Jayadrata. Jayadrata in Mahabharata, in Vanaparva Mahabharata. That is another story altogether. Jayadrata is wife of Rishala. Okay, he wanted to carry off Draupadi, caught by Pandavas as a punishment. He should have been killed, but Yudhishthira said he should not be killed. So what they did, they shaved his head and then left 5 parts, 5 hairs on his head. And he got insulted, and he went to pray to Lord Shiva, obtain a boon that he will be able to stop. Except for Arjuna, you'll be able to what you call fight with the other four what you call Pandavas at one time. That he used when Abhimanyu entered into the Chakra Yuha and he stopped the other Pandavas from entering. That's another story in Mahabharata. Okay, shaving of the head. And then he further said, they who send this messenger here should deserve death penalty. If you kill this Vanara, then the episode will come to an end. Because no one else on the enemy side will be able to cross the ocean and come here. You should not be able to destroy your enemy. This is what mentioned by Vibhishana. Now, mighty Ravana accepted the counsel. He modified his order. They say that the tail is the most important ornament of a Vanara. Set fire to it. He wanted to burn the tail of Hanuman. With his tail ablaze, take him around the city. Now the demons warned Hanuman, soak his tail in oil and set it ablaze. Hanuman thought, for the sake of Rama's cause, I shall endure even this. When they drag me around the city, I shall be able to take a better note of the military strength and gather more information, military information. It's good that I see Lanka in daylight too. The demons dragged Hanuman around the city. Soon the demoness went to Sita, informed her of Hanuman's predicament. Sita prayed to Agni Deva. This is a prayer of Sita. If I have been faithful to my husband, if I have served my husband, if I have performed any austerity at all, O God, be cool to Hanuman. So after prayer of Sita, icy cool wind began to blow. Hanuman too was intrigued to see the fire did not burn him. He concluded, surely Sita's grace, Rama's glory, the friendship of wind and fire does not affect me. And Hanuman quickly freed himself from the bonds, picked up an iron mace and killed the demons guarding the city. He began to inspect Lanka once more with his tail ablaze. So Hanuman reflected again. I have destroyed Ashokavana, killed the demons, met Ravana. I have done all that I wanted to do except the destruction of the fortress of Ravana. What more can I do here before I return to Rama? So Hanuman reflected a moment. My tail is burning. With it I shall burn the houses of chief of Lanka. So here Valmiki will be describing the names of chief, the Rakshasas, the houses that was burned by Hanuman. Except for Vibhishana's house, all the other Rakshasas' chief houses were burned by Hanuman. Hanuman flew, set ablaze, houses of warriors of Lanka, flying over Lanka. Hanuman thundered like a cloud at a time of cosmic destruction. A fierce wind spread the fire. The demons ran from buildings, thoroughly confused and frightened. The entire Lanka was burned down by Hanuman. The terrified demoness said to one another, surely he is the chief of gods, or maybe he is death itself. Perhaps he is the embodiment of the power of Lord Vishnu himself. As Hanuman stood on the shore of the ocean, quench the fire on his tail. The gods and sages sang his glory and praised him for his exploits. The entire Lanka, except for the Vibhishana's house, all has been burned by Hanuman. But Hanuman's joy did not last. A question rose in his heart. What about Sita? Sorry, the spelling. What about Sita? Was Sita not consumed by the fire? Hanuman thought to himself, what a dreadful tragedy it is that, blinded by anger, I have unwittingly destroyed Sita herself. What sin does man not commit while in the influence of anger? He might even kill his own guru and insult holy man. Surely he who is able to subdue his anger by patience, he alone is man. Hanuman is reflecting here. No doubt Sita has been consumed by this fire. What shall I do now? Surely it is wiser for me to jump into the ocean and perish too. For if Rama hears of Sita having burned in fire, he will also die. So will Lakshmana, Sugriva, all the people in Ayodhya. What a dreadful sequence to my anger. He is condemning himself. Because of his anger, he burned Lanka. And he's thinking that while burning Lanka, Sita also would have been burned. But Hanuman experienced auspicious omen. Nimitta Shastra tells no. He reflected, surely Sita cannot be consumed by this fire because fire cannot burn fire. No doubt it was Rama's grace and Sita's power that ordained that fire did not burn me. I'm sure on the account of her authority, truthfulness, and chastity, Sita is immune to the effects of the fire. Now, at the same time, the Chanaras, the Devas, and the sages who were roaming the sky announced, Hanuman has indeed burned the whole Lanka, but Sita is safe. Delighted to hear this, Hanuman was ready to return to Lanka, but he wanted to meet Sita too before, to make sure Sita is safe before he returned to Lanka. But some of our reflections looking into chapter 55, the note from chapter 55. In Mahabharata also we learn many things about anger. Draupadi was also very angry many times with Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira will have to also be consoling Draupadi. A lot of lectures there will be from Yudhishthira to what they call Draupadi also about anger. This is found in Mahabharata. This particular verse, chapter 55, verse 5. Angry person does not know what is appropriate words are, which appropriate words are when the persons are, when anybody is angry. They do not know what they are saying and what are not to say, which are forbidden words to be uttered. For an enraged person, there is neither improper act or word to be spoken. So, sometimes when people are angry, they lose their intelligence. You have to always remember that when people are angry, when they make a decision, when they make a choice, they will not be able to undo that. It will be a destruction. That's why they say, Vinasha Kale Viparita Buddhi, at the time of destruction, sometimes due to anger, destruction, one loses the intelligence. Intelligence will be lost. Remember, I will quote to you later on Bhagavad Gita. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 62, verse 63, verse 64, about the anger, delusion. Because at the end of the day, what will happen is that people, wrong words spoken, wrong decision made when they were angry, they get destroyed. That's why Stephen Covey, in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, even you have 8 Habits of Highly Effective People, says that 10% of what happens to us, we do not have any control. But 90% will be based on our reaction to that 10%. 10%, you can do some search about Stephen Covey 90-10 principle. 10% we don't have any control. 90% is going to be based on our reaction to the 10% that have happened. So remember that the anger doesn't solve anything. It builds nothing, but it can destroy everything. Learn from Ramayana, Mahabharata, a lot and lot of lesson for self-improvement. And next time when you are angry, remember this. Remember, 10% you don't have control, 90% is going to be based on reaction. Do not make any decision when you are angry, when you are happy. When you are too happy, you don't make decision. When you are too angry, also you don't make a decision. Dasarada have as a weakness. He makes a decision without thinking. When he's too happy or when he's too sad, when he's too angry. Even when he was angry, he makes a decision and he will regret. When he was happy, also he makes a decision and later on he regretted that decision. So remember that. Okay. And further on this particular notes, you can make a reference to Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verses 62, 63, and 64. So the fall down due to anger, it's actually due to raga dvesha. Is the thing is the chapter 64, sorry, not chapter 2, verse 64 of the Bhagavad Gita talks about raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion. Okay, also it's very important for the control of the mind. It's like first start with a cognitive, affective, and then from there it goes to the behavior. The very famous sloka here, Prodahat Bhavanti Shammohat Shammohat Smriti Vibramha Smriti Brahmshat Bhuttinasho Bhuttinashat Pranashyatihi. Anger leads to clouding of judgment, which results in bewilderment of the memory. When the memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when the intelligence lost, one falls down. That's why, remember again, Hanuman also reflected because of his anger, he burned Lanka. And then he reflected, I could have even burned Sita. But then he got to know that Sita is safe. But he wanted to go and meet Sita again before traveling back to Rama. The last chapter, Hanuman wished to make sure that Sita was in fact safe and well. He went to Ashokavana to see her. He said, I am supremely blessed that you are safe, O divine lady. Knowing that he was about to depart, Sita felt unhappy. She repeated her own misgivings concerning the power of Vanaras to cross the ocean and the likelihood of Ravana putting an end to her life before she can rejoin her Lord. She reiterated that she should not escape with Hanuman, but Hanuman should do everything that Rama destroys. Sorry, it should be destroys the demons and destroy the demons and attain glory and regain her. Hanuman too reassured noble Sita that all will be well and soon she would find Rama in Lanka and her sorrow would come to an end. Hanuman again motivated Sita to be patient. Wait, Rama is going to return. Rama is going to come. We'll find you in Lanka and your sorrow will soon come to an end. After receiving Sita's blessing, Hanuman went up to a mountain called Arishta Mountain. Hanuman, Arishta Parvata, ready to take off, for he was eager to behold Rama. He was delighted that a mission has been accomplished. Hanuman, the godson of wind god, flew northwards he's from southern. He went to south, and from there, Arishta, he flew northwards like a huge cloud floating in a space. A terrible roar was heard in his wake. He flew powerfully to the Vanaras for waiting, standing on one leg for his return. That's the end of chapter 56 and end of session 22. Sundarakanda, for Sundarakanda, it is a third session. And one more session we have where Sundarakanda will come to an end. Okay, where we will be going through chapter 57 to chapter 68 of Sundarakandam until the end of Sundarakandam. As I said from the beginning, reading of Sundarakandam is very auspicious. You can see transformation within you when you continuously read Sundarakandam. Continuously remember Hanuman's exploits in Lanka. Even there are also summaries of Sundarakandam where you can read. Those in familiar with Hanuman Chalisa, when you read, that is also something like a summary. You can say a Sundarakandam, summary of a Sundarakandam. In Tamil, there is something that is called Sundarakanda Surukam. That is also can be read. That can be read within minutes. Should be able to read. 15 minutes the most, 10 to 15 minutes one can read. But if you are going to read the entire Sundarakandam, yes, you can do the reading. There are many methods of reading the Sundarakandam. You can do some search, yes, it is available. It's not only in Valmiki Ramayana. If you are familiar with any original visions or versions of Ramayana, it can be from Ramcharitmanas, it can be from Kampa Ramayana, Ranganada Ramayana, anyone you can be able to read about Sundarakandam. Okay, that completes. Always remember lessons that we can learn. Okay, from this chapter, this session, what are the lessons that you can learn? Okay, that completes our session 22nd. Almost time, almost 1.5 hours. I have completed. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane. Okay, if you have questions, you can what do you call, put it in a chat. Maybe I'll request Mr. Shiv Prakash to send it through email. Maybe before the next session, I will answer and I'll share in a WhatsApp group to everybody. Thank you to everybody. Jai Sri Ram to all.
Thank you.